I'm here with Alicia today. We are in TNL Granite at our slab place. We have a small rehab coming up. It's actually a small house in Gardena. I'm currently evicting the tenant, who's a rollover tenant. It's pissing me off.
They're about to get the boot.
They're gonna get the boot. We're getting close to kicking them out. However, the kitchen's small and we decided to show you guys what we look for when picking out a tile.
And we're sharing like one of our places. Like this is one of those places that the prices are right and they have a huge selection.
I like the place. They were actually in a much smaller area, a much smaller warehouse, and now they've relocated to a different city, a bigger warehouse. So we're gonna show you. So let's check it out.
So when we're looking for a quartz or a countertop for a rehab, one of the things we look for is price and durability. We're also doing something not for us personally, we're doing something that we want to appeal to the masses. And right now, white and black are still very much in. So we typically would go with some kind of white quartz. This one you can see has like this kind of faux gray marbling effect. This is definitely something that I would pick out. I'd stay away from something with like glitter or like these little like
Speckles?
specks. Yeah, these specks. Just because it's a little dated. Also, I feel like this is for someone who like is going for a specific vibe. So definitely sticking to white, and that's my thought.
That's her thought. All right,
Okay.
so what we're working on is a really small kitchen in an 800 square foot house. And I figured we would come take a look at some of the quartz, some of the marble and granite, and Alicia can give you some feedback on what we plan to use in the house. Even though we haven't seen it, we are still catering to a consumer who's gonna be a generic renter or a generic home buyer. Whereas if this was our home, we're not going to get real specific because we fell in love with something. This is something we intend to sell, and we have to kind of cater to a lot more people other than ourselves. So,
but Daniel, but that brings up a good point, because it's not just who or something general for the masses. We also have to think price point, and so in this case, it's an entry-level home in Gardena, so we're definitely not going to go over the top.
Right.
However, Daniel kind of like panned to a different one. Now, if we were doing another citrus or a multi-million-dollar house, I may gravitate more towards this, just because this type of countertop is definitely coming in style, and it looks elevated, it looks richer, it looks like someone's going to drop more coins. So this is something I would do.
it definitely doesn't look like the fake quartz like that.
No.
Or the speckle.
No, you can definitely see the difference.
This looks more like a natural stone, because even this Calcutta, which I like, if you look at it close enough, you can tell this is not natural. This is all fabricated. Quartz is actually really durable. It's adverse to scratching and marring, even though I scratched Alicia's during installation. But
you had a tool.
Right, I had a power tool. During your day-to-day activities, this stuff is going to hold up a lot stronger than a natural marble or a natural stone that's come out of a quarry.
I'm also not opposed to something like this. I mean, it's not, listen, I'm always going to gravitate more towards white because that's what people want right now. But I in all of our projects, I like to offer something that's a little more unique. It's like, oh, I'm not seeing that in every other flip. That's a little different. And you know what? This gray, it doesn't look bad. It doesn't
looks
look
okay.
bad. Yeah. So this is something I would consider using as well.
Right. All right. Well, let's show them the vast warehouse of options. We're not going to spend a lot of time in here. We're just going to quickly run through it. And
You want to turn around?
Sure.
These are things that I would probably stay away from.
Especially the bullnose stuff. Like, this is so just dated, like the stuff you would find in like a hotel.
Yes.
Or
this is definitely giving me like 15 years ago kitchen remodels. Maybe even 20.
We were just joking that all of the old stuff is sitting outside because no one wants it.
Yeah, so definitely I would stay away from things being too busy, things being anything like this. So now over here we have marble, which is again something we would consider in like a higher end flip. I was a little nervous about working with marble because it is softer and it does scratch a little easily. But Daniel and I just had a conversation because we did put marble in our last flip, and he happened to sell it to friends of his. So that gave us a unique opportunity to see how the material has held up, and so far so good. So
It's been a year.
Yeah, and I mean it is more expensive than quartz. That's something to consider. It wasn't crazy more expensive, and it definitely has a dope look. So
Let's walk down the aisle of marble.
but look, here's a little scratch.
Oh yeah, there's a scratch. You can actually feel that with your nail. So it is a softer, natural stone, but overall, it's a lot richer. It looks a lot cleaner. It just looks a better overall product. Like that. Looks nice. There's so many
That feels
options.
similar to what we put in the
Yeah. All right, let's peruse. All right.
So we wanted to show you a leathered. It's a leathered quartz, also known as honed. I use the word honed a lot. It means the same thing. Basically, it means not a glossy finish. So I don't know if you can see the shine.
You can kind of see the shine, how it just turns real matte.
And this one is not. I actually really like this look. Unfortunately, it's really hard to find countertops like this. In fact, Daniel can pan around to the store. This is the only one they have in the whole warehouse. So huge warehouse. And this is the only non-glossy finished countertop, and I don't love it.
I don't like this one either, but I have seen honed stuff that looks badass.
The one I was searching for my personal bathroom is honed, and I actually found it off OfferUp.
It looks good.
Yeah, and that one looks good. It's like a dark gray. It's quote unquote black, but it's a dark gray. But this one, not my favorite. But it gives you a look. If you don't want to go for the super shiny look, it's an option. Again, probably not something I'd put in a basic flip because it's kind of specific to a buyer. I'm not sure also how this fares in price.
Right, we'd have to ask.
Yeah.
But this has been quartz. We started off on that end with the quartz. We're here with the leathered quartz, and we're about to make our way down to some quartzite and some marble. Let's go. So now we're making our way into the marble section. And as you can see, marble is a natural stone. Quartz, wah, marble, wah.
You can definitely see that it's a step up. It's just prettier.
Right, I mean, it's natural. You know, the earth has gifted you this fine specimen of a rock. Who wouldn't want this in their kitchen, right?
I mean, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at either of these.
All right, which would you choose? Like, if you had to, let's say we're thinking about the current rehab we're doing. We have 3 options here, right? 1, 2, 3. And of the less aggressive of the 3.
This one is a little bold, so I wouldn't go that route. These are a little more neutral. I personally gravitate towards this one. I feel like it has more warmer tones in it, and I'm kind of trying to get away from the all gray. I feel like all grays 10 years ago, when everybody was doing gray walls, gray countertops, gray floors. So I would kind of want to go to this, but I feel like most people would like this. I feel like it's
more generic.
It's the safer option.
It's neutral.
Yeah.
Well, that's how it is. Then you have some outlandish options that I doubt we'll never use. Emerald cloud.
Unless I talk Daniel into it.
I don't know. She did use a green tile in her bathroom that I kind of do like. So here's another marble option. This is similar to what we just installed in our latest rehab. It's marble. It has more gold hues to it. This one is more toned down. I believe the one we installed in the house had more just reddish gold to it.
Yeah.
But this is probably a safer option than the gray option we just looked at,
Yes.
in my opinion.
Because of all the white.
Yeah, it's
all the
more white is more neutral versus gray. You have to be pretty selective when it comes to your cabinetry, your hardware, the fixtures like your faucets, the soap dispenser. Everything is pretty much evolving around your countertop and your cabinetry. And these and the cabinetry have to complement each other. So we may have covered just about all of the inexpensive options, so we'll take you into the main room and walk around a little bit and see what we have over there. So we are in the granite section. Alicia and I don't really like any of the options. She kind of likes the blue pearl over there. It's whatever.
And Macabus, how do you say that? That one I kind of did.
Macabus Classic, that's a quartzite, so it's a little bit different. But these are all your granite options. A lot of the older style granite is going to have a bullnose edge, which is like that rounded edge, versus a more modernized look, which is squared off on the edges. I feel like the people who buy this stuff are bulk, like hotels who are going through a remodel, something that wants a real durable stone, but an inexpensive stone. So they'll probably come in here and buy the whole palette and then install them in each individual bathroom in a hotel. That's all I could think of. I don't know who would want that stuff. Would you want that stuff?
I don't want it.
We don't want that stuff.
To the ground.
To the ground.
You don't want to be obvious.
These are some of the bigger slabs that you would probably purchase for an island or a large peninsula in comparison to the much smaller stuff. Now these aren't even counter depth. These are actually a little bit larger. So peninsula, islands. Peninsula, island. As you can see, there's a big difference. So we're going to go ahead and make our way out. Alicia is going to talk a little bit about what we're trying to do, what you should do when looking for some stone in a warehouse.
So at the end of the day, when you're shopping for a countertop, take into consideration your budget. Obviously, if it's a rehab property, you don't want to get too personal. So the buyer, budget, and durability. You want something that's gonna like hold up, consider where's it going in the house, who's gonna be using it, and if this material is right. And here's one of our favorite places, and now you know, and you can come check it out for yourself. Or,
T&L Granite.
Or hire me to help you along.
Yeah, she's a certified designer and stager, but certified in my mind. Like she doesn't have a certification, but she is good.
I mean, I think our flips can give you a little bit of taste of what I can do.
Exactly.